Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you, all our dear students. This is Mr. Muhammad with you. New session, new lesson, Unit 6, Lesson 4. We need from you to be interested and also to be concentrated. Developing speaking, negotiating, and collaborating. Number 1. Speaking. Look at the pictures. What do they show? Here we have different sports in front of you. We have different pictures. So we have individual sports, we have team sports. Try to give me the names of these sports. Think with me. Here we have running, swimming, TK, a Chinese activity that involves doing a very slow physical exercise, basketball, boxing, gymnastics. Number 2. Listening. Track 24. Look at the instructions for this speaking task. Then listen to two people doing the task. Which sports do they choose in the end and why? Do you agree with their decision? At first, I will remind you of our listening. Listen at first, and then you can come here to take your answers. Look at these different sports. You have a friend of your age who wants to find a sport that can help him or her keep in shape. First, say what you think about the different sports. Then, decide which two sports you think would be best for your friend to try. Let's check. They choose basketball and swimming, a team, and an individual sport. They choose basketball because you can meet people. It's fast and exciting, and it keeps you fit. They choose swimming because it's good for the body and you can enjoy yourself. Number 3. Listen again and answer these questions. From 1 to 7, as usual, you read and answer, and then you can come here to take your answers. Number 4. Look at the expressions in the speaking bank. What are the 3 different categories? Write titles. Speaking bank. Useful expressions to negotiate and collaborate. Number 1. What do you think? What do you think about running? What about you? What about fencing? So what shall we recommend? Why don't we choose basketball? Do you agree? Don't you think so? Here, our answer. Asking for opinions. Title number 2. Yes, I agree. Yes, you're right. I think you're right. That's true. I agree with you. I see what you mean. That's a good idea. Sure. Okay. Our title here will be, think with me, agreeing. Yes, okay. Title 3. I see what you mean, but I suppose so, but I'm not sure. Maybe, but I agree up to a point, but it's clear here. Yes, disagreeing. Number 3. Read this essay. Check any of your ideas that appear in the essay. Do you agree with the writer and his or her conclusion? Why not? In the last 50 years or so, new technology has made massive changes to the world. Mobile phones, computers, and the internet have all made the world faster, and so have cars and heavy industry. Not everybody agrees whether these changes have had a positive or negative effect on our health. Our health has certainly improved in some ways. Firstly, medical science has improved, which means that doctors are better at curing illnesses and can help us to prevent them. What's more, new technology has made our lives easier by doing many of the hard or dangerous physical jobs and tasks that we used to have to do with the human strength. On the other hand, technology has made our lives too easy in some respects. Some people go everywhere by car or take the left instead of the stores, and in the end they never get any exercise. Furthermore, today's diet has changed greatly. Nowadays, people eat a lot of unhealthy processed food, whereas people in the past ate natural organic food. As a result, the risk of heart disease is greater now. In addition, today's lifestyle is very stressful because of the pressures of work and faster communication. All in all, I think that despite the advantages that modern technology has brought, today's world is unhealthier than in the past for the reasons I have mentioned above. However, it's up to us as individuals to be aware of the dangers and to take measures to make sure our own lives are as healthy as possible by eating well and getting sufficient exercise. 4. Look at the essay again and answer the questions. What is the purpose of each paragraph? As for the purpose of each paragraph, we can see paragraph number 1. Introduce the topic. Introduction. Paragraph number 2. Arguments against. Paragraph 3. Arguments for. Paragraph 4. Conclusion. Number 2. How are for and against essays different from opinion essays? In for and against essays, the arguments are objective and equally balanced. An opinion essay is subjective. You only give your side of the argument. Number 5. Put the underlined words in the essay in the correct place in the writing bank. Underline words from our previous passage. Writing bank. Useful expressions in for and against essays. Introducing and sequencing arguments. We have here a missing word. Think. We have secondly. We have lastly. Before second, we have yes, right answer. We have firstly. Next, adding arguments. The first we have furthermore if you want to add. What about my next word that I can add here? What's more? Next. In addition. Next. Not only, but also. Making contrasts. On the one hand, next space. On the other hand, in contrast, next, however, next space, despite, in spite of, plus noun or gerund, the same to despite. Expressing consequences, therefore, and so, our space, as a result. expressing opinions. In my opinion, personally, as far as I am concerned, our space here for our opinion here, I think that concluding, in conclusion, to sum up, the last space, all in all. This listening is from page 64, track 23. You will hear 5 different people talking about sport they practice. Which sport does each person do? At first, listen to your track, collect information, answer, try to write down everything about your question here, and then you can come here to take your answers. Our answers for exercise number 2 here. Speaker 1, swimming. Speaker 2, basketball. Speaker 3, surfing and windsurfing. Speaker 4, Pilates. Speaker 5, diving. Exercise number 3, from A to F, you will match between our letters and our speaker. Here we have your speaker and you have your letter. Try to put the appropriate letter next to the correct speaker. As usual, listen carefully to your track, write down your letters, and here you can get your answers. Until here, we have already reached the end of our lesson today. Best of luck. See you soon. Thank you.